So my last video on St George seemed to have triggered a few of the old Tommy huggers again. That's my official name now, short for hugging the flag while forgetting history. They seemed to be furious that England's patron saint was a Palestinian Turkish refugee. But then they immediately went on to say history doesn't matter, mate. We built this country. Anyway, that got me thinking, right, so if I wanted to properly integrate into this mysterious world of yours, what would my ancestors have had to have done? Could they ever match up to Sir Dildo Baggins of Yorkshire or Baron Robbie Tomlinson of Aldi? So, here's a short history lesson for all those patriots, and I use that word like Brits use seasoning, very lightly. You see that war memorial that you lot walk past on your way to protest outside of these hotels that are owned by the Tories that are housing asylums that they're making money off? Yeah, our ancestors are on that war memorial too. You see, in World War I, over 2.5 million Indian soldiers volunteered to fight for Britain, their Britain. One of them you've probably never heard of, Khudad Khan. He held off German forces single-handedly with a jammed machine gun while his entire unit was wiped out, holding back those forces until reinforcement arrived. He survived. He was awarded the Victoria Cross and then went back to being completely forgotten and ignored by all these Tommy huggers. World War II. Over 1 million Africans served across Europe and Asia, expanding the empire. Soldiers like Isaac Fadeyoba, who was left for dead in Burma, actually rescued by a local Muslim Burmese family who sheltered him and hid him for over 9 months. And when he returned, he got a handshake, no statue, and completely forgotten. The Caribbean sent tens of thousands to the RAF and the Navy. You've maybe never even heard of Ulrich Cross, a RAF navigator who flew over 80 bombing missions helping defeat fascism, returned home and was treated like he'd stolen someone's parking space. Maybe fighting in your wars wasn't enough, so let's talk about how immigrants also helped fund the empire that you're now trying to reclaim like a lost Amazon parcel chucked behind your blue bin by the every guy. 1765 to 1938, the British Empire extracted the modern day equivalent of £45 trillion from India alone. Yes, I said trillion with a T. You see, that paid for the railways, factories, shipping ports, and the idea that London tea tastes better. Did you know that Jamaica made more tax revenues in the 18th century than all of the North American colonies? That paid for universities, it paid for infrastructure, it paid for the roads. Sugar, slavery, sweet profits, and the people who did the work? No profit, no thanks, no statue, erased from the credit history books. The Kohinoor diamond, looted. The Benin bronzes, looted. Most of the British Museum? Basically, a long-term borrowing scheme with no return policy. And after World War II, the NHS was built on the backs of Caribbean nurses, Indian doctors, and African support workers. All of them underpaid, all of them overworked, put in the worst type of housing, and still got asked, so where are you really from? And they stayed loyal. They were building their Britain. Next time someone says to me, go back to where you came from, mate, I'm just going to say, cool, I'm going back to Nando's for that second cheeky chicken. What about you? Because if Britishness is about sacrifice, loyalty, and building the country, we didn't just earn our place, we fought for it, we paid for it, we staffed it, doctored it, nursed it, and cleaned up after it. We didn't just come here, we held this place together. But look, this video isn't about division. I'm not here to draw lines between races or to say it's us versus them. It's not yours, it's not mine, it's ours. Built by the diversity of the Commonwealth, funded by hands that stretched from Nairobi to New Delhi to Kingston, protected by people who never saw this land but still believed in it, and still believe in it. The part they don't teach, that immigrants don't weaken Britain, they keep it alive. They are the ones together make it great. So maybe instead of reclaiming the street, it's time we reclaim the truth. And remembered, this is Britain, and Britain looks like all of us. Wherever you are in your journey today, I wish you the best of success. Keep going.